A small museum in Nottingham sits silent under rain-streaked windows. Locals call it the Museum of Echoes, but older residents still whisper its true name, the Haunted Vault. At 6:18 a.m., a motion sensor triggers. A single camera hums to life. In the empty display room, a centuries-old bone rests inside a glass case. For 20 long seconds, nothing happens, then a crack. The bone splits in half, as if crushed by invisible pressure. When security reviews the footage later, they find no vibration, no power surge, no intruder. Only the sound of faint breathing from somewhere near the camera, though no one was there. Paranormal teams would later claim the bone came from a plague grave, one that was never sanctified. Whatever was buried with it, they say, was never meant to rest in glass. 2. The Child in the Shutters. 2,000 miles away in a quiet Florida suburb, a woman named Aaliyah films her daughter after a night of terror. The child stares toward the window, her small hands trembling. "Mommy, it's back." Aaliyah pans the camera and every blind in the room slams shut at once. No draft. No cords moving. Just a violent clap of plastic and silence. The next day she records again to prove they're manual blinds. But as she explains, the door behind her begins to drift closed, without air, without sound. The AC unit? Off the footage? Unedited. Even skeptics admitted the timing felt personal, like something wanted her to stop recording. 3. The Forest mimics. September 2025. A teenager named Sophie kicks a football behind her house near a patch of Oregon woods. She laughs, the camera light swinging through the dark. Then whisper, her own name, spoken softly but in her own voice. She freezes. "Hello?" The camera catches a shifting silhouette between the trees, not walking, gliding. When she turns away, the voice returns right beside her ear. "Sophie." A perfect imitation. She bolts. The light flickers. Later she posts the clip online. Audio analysts say the second voice carries identical pitch to her own, as if something inside the forest copied her down to the breath. Locals now call that stretch of woods the mimic line. 4. The roommates in Arizona. 4 college roommates install cameras after furniture starts moving at night. At 3:12 a.m., a shadow passes through their hallway, followed by a door creaking open and a pale mist rolling across the floor. Seconds later, a chair drags itself backward with a metallic scrape. One of them whispers off camera, "Do you see it too?" The next morning, all 4 vow to move out. But when they pack, every box they tape shut reopens by itself overnight. The footage shows no hands, no strings, just a slow peel of tape and the faint echo of laughter. 5. The second floor handprint. Late one night, Tara hears her bathroom blinds swaying though the windows are closed. She lifts them and finds a wet handprint on the outside of the glass. The window is 2 stories up. Viewers later freeze the frame and spot a figure behind her, a dark mass, shoulder high, watching. When she turns around, it's gone. Her caption reads simply, "No one else was home." 6. The white chain. A Ring camera in Ohio captures a girl waving goodbye to her friend past midnight. As she turns, a glowing white chain floats from the tree line, twisting midair before dissolving. No insects, no glare. Locals claim it's the binding light, the spirit of a woman executed for witchcraft, condemned to wander with the chains used to drag her away. Each clip bleeds into the next, like the museum's own collection expanding across continents. Objects, voices, and unseen forces linked by one purpose: to be remembered. The narrator ends with a slow question. If these spirits exist in echoes, then every recording, every lens is a door. And maybe, just maybe, we've already opened it. 1. The Whisper Game. A woman named Janelle began uploading short videos from her apartment in Leeds, claiming that a playful ghost liked to mimic her. At first, her clips felt harmless, a mug sliding, a closet creaking. But then one night, she spoke directly to it. "If you're really here, say something back." Her phone trembled slightly in her hand. In the recording, she laughs nervously. But half a second later, her own voice repeats, "Say something back." Perfectly mirrored but slower. When paranormal investigators enhanced the audio, they noticed something chilling beneath it. two layers of Janelle's voice overlapping in time, one normal, one distorted, almost as if spoken a heartbeat earlier. The copy wasn't replying, it was anticipating. From that night on, her echo followed her in every clip, even when she whispered. By the third week, the reflection in her window began moving half a second out of sync. 2. The motel room miles away, a traveling salesman named Derek checked into a rundown motel off Route 19. He filmed the room to complain about flickering lights. At 2:47 a.m., a thump wakes him. The camera, still recording, pans toward the bathroom. The door creaks open, revealing the mirror fog from inside, though there's no heat, no shower. Derek walks closer, his reflection barely visible through the mist. Then the fog clears, but his reflection doesn't move. He stumbles back. The image in the mirror tilts its head, watching. The next frame cuts abruptly. Police found his phone on the bed, screen cracked, recording still running. The mirror was spotless, but on the glass, faint fingertip streaks formed the word "stay." 3. The entity in apartment 9, a man named Tom, yes, the same one from St. Augustine, uploaded a final video after moving back to his apartment, hoping distance would break the curse. He places the flashlight on his desk and challenges the spirit again. "If you're still following me, do it again." The flashlight flickers. Then the camera jerks downward, showing the light rolling across the floor exactly as before. But this time, it doesn't stop. It rolls toward the camera and hits it hard enough to tilt the frame, revealing two faint footprints behind Tom, facing him. The footprints stay pressed into the carpet, slowly darkening, as if soaking with something unseen. 4. The girl in the glass in Chicago, a nanny cam catches a toddler waving at the corner of the room. The mother laughs until the child says, "She wants to come in." When she checks the footage, she sees her daughter sitting cross-legged in front of the mirror, but in the reflection, another small figure kneels closer, pressing its face to the glass. The reflection's lips move differently, whispering something no one can hear. 2 days later, the mother removes the mirror. On the wall behind it, written in charcoal smudges, "Let her stay." The writing matched the child's tiny hand size, but she'd been asleep the whole time. 5. The obedient ghost Melody's story returns. After her viral door videos, she receives comments daring her to speak to the entity. So she tries. "Close the door." It obeys. "Open it." It obeys again. She laughs, nervous, until the third command. "Turn off the light." The light flickers out, but before the room goes dark, the camera catches something, a shape behind her shoulder, smiling. When the bulb dies, the video continues in pitch black. Only her voice remains. "Okay, stop playing," she says, but the voice that answers is hers, only deeper. "Stop playing." Her account went silent after that upload. Viewers who watched to the end noticed a final second of the clip, the door opening again, but from outside the room. 6. The cemetery returned. Jay, the man who recorded the singing in the cemetery, went back with a priest. He live-streamed the second visit, determined to prove it was just wind and echo. At 12:04 a.m., the sound begins again, the same soft humming, but this time it forms words. "You came back." The camera pans left. Behind a stone cross, something white drifts upward, the outline of a woman holding a candle. Jay drops the phone. The stream cuts out for 23 seconds, then comes back on, facing the ground, pointed toward his own shadow. Only, it's moving while he stands still. 7. The final echo. The video closes with a voiceover. "Across every haunting, one pattern remains: mirrors, lenses, microphones. The more we record the dead, the more they learn how to speak back." Clips flash rapidly: Sophie's forest, Aaliyah's shutters, Janelle's echo, the toddler's mirror. The last frame shows the museum from Chapter 1. Its glass case stands empty. Then a reflection moves inside the camera lens itself, staring straight into the viewer. Static. A whisper. "Are you recording right now?" The museum's doors reopen after months of silence. A new curator, unaware of its past, restores the shattered glass case and places a small, replica bone inside. But at 6:18 a.m., the lights flicker again, same hour, same hum. In a distant house, Aaliyah's daughter wakes screaming, whispering, "They're back." In Oregon, Sophie's football rolls from the forest line to her doorstep. In Chicago, the mirrorless wall begins to stain, as if something presses from the other side. Across the world, cameras power on by themselves, recording empty rooms. A whisper echoes through each feed, layered, overlapping every voice from every haunting, now speaking in unison. "You heard us. Now we stay." The final shot returns to the museum's security feed. The replica bone splits in two. But this time, the reflection in the glass isn't the curator, it's all of them. Aaliyah, Sophie, Melody, Tom, Tiffany. Their faces flicker inside the display, mouthing the same silent phrase. "Keep recording." Then the footage distorts, static surges, lights cut out, and the museum falls into darkness, leaving only one faint glow from the case, pulsing like a heartbeat.